Welcome. Today another topic is resource and development, class 10, land use by pattern in India. The use of land is determined both physical factors and human factors. Physical factors such as topography, climate, and soil types, and human factors are population density, technological capability, culture, and traditional, etc. Now, there is a difference in the land in the plain area and in the land in mountainous region, because in the plain area it is good for agriculture, and in the mountainous area it is not good for the agriculture because the land is not suitable for that. Okay, similarly in climate is also very important. In the climate is cold, then the land is not good for the suitable some kind of the trees. Okay, like some kind of the crops also. For example, if I say mountainous regions like Darjeeling and in the hills of the Coromandel region in south. Here, both these places has mountainous terrain and the temperature is comparatively cooler than the other parts of the country. And then we also have soil that determines the usage of land. So, if it is a particular land has nice alluvial soil, it is good for the agriculture. Now you clear about this physical factors. Now coming to the human factors. So in human factors, we already discussed about it includes like a population density, technological capability, uh, cultural and traditions, etc. Now coming to the population density determines how many people are staying in the particular place. Usually you will see high density of population near the plain areas. That is the region of Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Kolkata, all these states. Because there you have seen the tributaries of River Ganga, and over the years it has formed plain soil, which are good for the agriculture. Because of these regions, the population density will be very high. Now you see how there is a relation between the physical factors and the human factors. Clear? Then uh, have another when it will be technological capability. So here technologically capability is nothing but when I say places like Hyderabad and Bangalore, which are the IT hub of the country, I mean these places are technologically advanced. So it has given massive boost to the service sector, and lot of people today are employed in these technological industries. Are you clear about this? Then we have the cultural and traditions. Now, places, sorry, this is the Hyderabad and technological IT hub I should show. And coming to the culture and traditions. Now, places such as Banaras, Haridwar, these are the famous religious places in India. You can see in the pictures. So there are so many people are gathering because of the this a very famous tradition places. Again, the land use of these areas are so much determined by the human factors. Okay, clear? Now second topic will be the land degradation and conservation measures. This is a topic about how lands in India are getting degraded and what are the measures that we taking to conserve it. You see how human activities has brought degradation and land. Some of the degradation is direct and some are not direct. It means indirect. For example, cutting trees. So cutting trees here, so people are cutting trees in the forest is the direct cause of the degradation of land. It can be cause landslides and other natural calamities. Similarly, dumping industrial waste on the flat land or the river causes damage to the soil and hence affecting the quality of agriculture produced. Okay, on this type of the land. So here are some activities which cause such as degradation. They are grazing, when we say deforestation, the mining, quarrying. Okay, all these will be affected for the degradation of soil. Significantly, it contribute towards land degradation. Here are some of the places where you can see land degradation in excess. They are like a Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Orissa. These all are largely affected due to the mining. In states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, where the overgrazing is done excessively, and then other states like Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, here over irrigation is responsible for the land degradation. So these all states are affected for the, some are affected by mining, some are affected by the over irrigation and some grazing activities. Then some of the industries like cement industry, ceramic industry, all these releases industrial effluents and waste that becomes the major source behind degradation of land as well as water pollution. Are you clear about this? What are the main causes for the degradation and which states will be affecting for that? And coming to the land wise measurements, for example, at present there are 130 million hectares of the degraded land in India. So India has 328.7 million hectares of land. Out of it, 130 million hectares of the degraded land put to the category of degraded lands. So you can imagine how much land in our country is coming in the section of the degraded land. For example, I'll say 28% land is forest degraded, 56% of water eroded land, that means this happens waterlogging and heavy rainfall, and 16% of saline and alkaline deposits. So you, what do you mean by saline and alkaline? You don't know about it, I'll explain. Okay, so here 16% of land like converted into saline and alkaline deposits. So here this is also happen because of the water logging. How is the formation of saline and alkaline lands? Generally, when we take an agriculture field, water is supplied to that field through the canals or however it will be go. First of all, the water percolates. It means it will convert it like a liquid or gas. Filters gradually through a pores surface of the substance. Okay, basically it will filter into the subsoil. Once the water goes into subsoil, it mixes up with the salt and forms the solution. Now, what happened? Once the subsoil is saturated, that means it cannot take any more amount of water, so there will be water logging. Later on, due to the heat of the sun, the water on the surface, that is on the field, starts evaporating. When this water evaporates, it pulls the water of the subsoil. Then what happened? Water that is in the subsoil, it convert into salt solution in the subsoil, starts rising up through an action called as capillary action. What is that action called? Capillary action. Finally, all the water from the surface of the field and the subsoil evaporates. Then salt comes up and accumulates on the surface of, that is the layer of salt is formed. Are you clear about this? What happened then? This results in the formation of saline lands, which makes the land useless for the agriculture. Similarly, in the North Indian plains, because of the extreme heat within the soil, the bacteria eat away the humus, the organic content, and the lime content in the soil. Then what happens if the bacteria eats the content of organic and lime content? The soil increases. This changes the land into the alkaline soil or land. So this is how saline and alkaline lands are formed. Okay, it is very common in the North Indian plains in states of Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. Now coming to the mining sites. See, Here you can see the picture like how the mining and quarrying will be happening. Both are not the same. See, for example, quarrying is like a mining. So mining sites are abandoned after excavation work is complete, leaving deep scars and traces of overburdening. Okay, we already learned about the how the mining and quarrying is im- affecting for the degradation. So these are the reasons for the land degradation. So quarrying is like a mining. In mining we extract minerals, and in quarrying we bring out precious stones. Say for example, Rajasthan is rich in marbles, so it is not a minerals, so that is marbles. It is a quarry means removing those marbles. Okay, another states I can say like Karnataka is for granite. There are again it will be a quarry. It is not a mining. So all these have contributed to land degradation. Now, what happens? Suppose a big area is there which is rich in minerals, so it becomes a mining site, and after all the mining is over, that land is abandoned. Okay, that is they leave the land, and that they leave the deep scar, and that land is completely useless the nearby areas. Okay, it also get polluted, and it affects the fertility of agriculture land. So we are not using for that land for the agriculture purpose. Okay, talking about mining now, which are the states that are affected due to the mining? I'll give Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha. Now all these states are affected for the reason is all these states there were deforestation. Now coming to the overgrazing. See, here overgrazing means whenever the animals excessively eat to the grass, the land is left brave, then the soil become bare. Left bare, then the soil becomes loose and it is subjected to erosion that can lead to the land degradation. And the states are affected by all these Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. These are the main states which are affecting for the overgrazing. Already we discussed in the last video. So next one is water logging. Water logging also we discussed about, like whenever there is excess water in the agriculture land, the water goes into the subsoil. This all we into saline and alkaline lands, which is unfit for the agriculture. And mineral processing also, mining also happens in this. So in this we discussed about so many things, and here I will be asking one question. Write any four human activities which are mainly responsible for land degradation of in India. If they ask any question like this, we can say like mining, overgrazing, over irrigation, mineral processing. So all these are the examples for the land degradation. Now coming to the, there are many ways to solve the problems of land degradation. For example, I'll say afforestation and proper management of grazing land. So planting of shelter belts. You can see here like a green part, like a shelter belts means, so they are planting the trees in between, so that can protect the other plants also. Planting of shelter beds of plants, upper layer of the soil is the best part of the soil. It should be prevented from the erosion. One of the method is along the borders of the agriculture land, plant trees. So here what they did, along the agri border of the agriculture land, they planted the trees which is referred to as shelter belt. So they are sheltering to the another plants, and that reduces the velocity of the wind and thereby prevents the land degradation. Okay, so this is called, the green part will be which I shown in the picture is called shelter belts. So they are planting the shelter belts of plants to protect the agriculture land. Okay, so what are the main, see here, most important natural resource, the land. medium of plant growth and supports different types of living organism on the tree. So because of that reason we have to protect land. Okay, it takes million of years to form soil up to a few centimeter in length. So here, so I gave some measures. So this is called as a land measures to control land degradation in India. What are the measures we have to take to control land degradation in India? So here, afforestation and proper management of grazing land. So afforestation means we should not cut the trees, we can plant the more trees. Okay, and proper management of grazing and planting shelter belts of plants, as I told you in the this video, like planting like shelter belts is very important. And another one is stabilization of the sand dunes by planting thorny bushes, proper management of wasteland, control of mining, proper discharge of industrial efficiency. Like what we say, we have to use the proper treatment for the after waste whichever using. So from this I am going to end this topic. Next topic is soil as a resource. I will be explaining briefly about the different types of the soils and how they forms, what are the main characteristics of the soil. All these things we can learn in the next chapter. Okay, thank